on the topic of Bosnia, right? Bosnia, Croatia, Serbia, that's former Yugoslavia, which was
Hmm.
formerly part of the Soviet Union, right? I'm
Hmm.
wondering, like, what did you learn growing up in Russia? What did you learn about the USSR, and sort of I'm curious as to what the narrative was that you were taught about Russian history, like in the late 20th century, like
Mm.
Cold War kind of shit.
Yeah, that's a good question. And yeah, I might not be the best representative right now
That's okay.
because I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
But in terms of, and especially what's happening right now in the world, I get to see more like dividers, more alternative versions of history, and just people been pointing out like, but look at that, or look at that. And I can give you an example, which was the main topic of me and my friend Professor. Shout outs to Professor, like yesterday. He was pointing out that because of the statues being like broken down, like lynched the head of Christopher Columbus and stuff, and we've seen this already in Russia back in the day. Like it's just gonna be more relevant period of history, and to answer your question, well, damn, how to even answer it? So I was cheating all the time, I didn't take my classes seriously, and the whole narrative I guess was because we're trying to compare it right now, right? To like, if I'm like gonna say like, yeah, it was just normal, we fought the war against the Nazis, we won, and blah 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 blah, decommunization, the collapse of Soviet Union and all of that stuff, Putin, his regime, and I have to be able to compare at least to something, or just an alternative version, like, but what about that, Fedor? And not, it's not right exactly. So I haven't really done that much of a research in this point, so it
Mm,
was like a narrative to compare with America, where we have like, where you guys have this like a main, I don't know, gap, like between the South and the North in terms of like education and history in particular. Then in Russia, I would say we have all got this, like, main information, because there is no such a divider, everybody would agree at least.
mm,
Or some
mm,
people, like, there would be no like collision between like, no, no, that's not actually right, man.
mm-hmm.
Some people who has done their research, they would go like, all right, man, yeah, that's not exactly right, let's just have a look, and like, let's exercise it,
Mm-hmm.
you're not correct at this point. But in terms of like ethnic minorities and like just, some group of people, yeah, we would have the same like understanding, from that same knowledge. But it's quite familiar, there would be no divider
Mm-hmm.
among us,
So okay, if there's more, if there's basically like agreement within your culture, is that kind of what you're saying? Like most people
That's
are
right.
taught the same thing, therefore there's not that much debate about these issues.
Yeah, that's
Kind of.
right.
So like what um I guess if I were to ask like what is the major, or what is the dominant perspective amongst Russian people, like if I asked, is it good or bad that the USSR broke
Huh.
off
Yeah,
into?
there is no main point about it, and that's like, at least my understanding, how I see it. That was not there, that particular topic, or like, was Stalin good or bad? Was he a hero or like a vigilante? There was
Mhm.
now such a discussion. We were given that Stalin did bad, that and that, and that and that. So there is gonna be a divider, you know, and people gonna represent their own sides, like, yeah, Stalin did that and that, you know, or that person, no, but he killed a lot of people as
Mm-hmm.
well. It's just
Mm-hmm.
gonna be a constant war.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, I just have this idea. I'm just trying to compare it to America, where you guys like, because I was that how I would say conjecture. Like I was trying to connect Tarek and Sam, my buddy from the south, and Tarek didn't have like a microphone to speak out, you know, so he was just basically typing. And I felt that, wow, there is such a big divider. Those guys, these two, they would never be friends, you know, would never be as close, you know, because of this divider. As how Tarek described it as like this pride, you know, of Sam's, and like just misunderstanding, or like rather understanding and having this clear picture in his head from Tarek's side. I mean, to be honest, I haven't engaged in any it's like, you know, historical like arguments, controversies back in home,
Mm-hmm.
because I was growing up here, you know. I was
Yeah.
just getting I didn't have that much of exposure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't want to be like a layman to try to, you know, make up some stories right here,
Mm-hmm.
but there is certainly a war like of agreements going on VK, which is Russian social media, and how it's seen, like portrays like even like Black Lives Matters, like how we comment that section, you know, and you try to, all right, yeah, we have the statues, and is it good or bad to make those guys, you know,
Mm-hmm.
falling down, you know, on the ground? So it's
Uh,
just
mm,
I have to really not retake those history classes again, but rather pick my side, you know, or just
mm-hmm.
try to get more, like grasp some more understanding on that
Yeah.
topic, you know.
Yeah. What would you say? Is there a big divide in perspective, like on VK? It's VK? Is that what it's called? The
Mhm.
Russian thing?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so on
Content.
VK, from what you can tell, are are most people supportive of the Black Lives Matter movement? Are most people against it, or is it pretty split?
Yeah, I think it's the same right now. We have like, all right, so I'm gonna put it a little bit simpler, you know, because it's just gonna take a lot of time, and I know you don't have that much of time right now. So I would say that there is a certain propaganda, or like propagandas going on. Like people would pick up some facts and put it as a narrative. Like, all right, yeah, look, Black lives still matter. They're gonna put the footage, or like his like if we talking about Joyce Floyd, like that particular character, we would say like, oh, but he was a criminal and blah 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 blah. No, his life did not matter. Or like we would put like police brutality and like other factors, and gonna be no, but look at this, and we have this divider, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
those two like branches.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have statistical like data
Yeah.
about it, you know, so
Yeah.
I cannot really say it,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess from what I've seen all so far is just more toward this. Yeah, like damn. Actually, no, it's not as it doesn't really matter. You know, I would
Mm-hmm.
still put a coin to that part of like, nah, Russians. First of all, they don't really care about that particular like death, murder, because we don't kill black people in Russia, not by
Mm-hmm.
the police brutality at least, but and it's unfamiliar, you know. We
Mm-hmm.
don't get to like this events happen in my country, so I guess yeah.
Right.
But I got to speak up. But well, there is police brutality in Russia. That's for sure. That's not a question. It doesn't happen to
Yeah,
a
yeah,
particular
we not
group.
question. I mean, you would feel absolutely safe, brother, as
Yeah,
you
I mean,
did.
it's not exactly race based in Russia. I would agree to that,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, it's kind of a police state in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, to let everyone know, we are going to be talking to a Russian woman soon. So if you're very curious about Russia and just the politics there, stay tuned for that episode.
Yeah.